Hi, in this video we are going to see how you can write a Koa application in Node.js. Okay, firstly, in order to start your application or start up your project, you need to do npm init. So yeah, you need to type in your terminal npm init. After that, whatever the instruction has been asked you to do that stuff. Firstly, you need to mention the package name, then version, the description of the package, and whatever the remaining stuff is, entry point, test command, git repository, and author, and license type. So Koya is one of the popular framework, and it is known for its robustness, expressiveness, and being smaller. Currently Koya have 34.5k stars on GitHub, and Koya is all about middlewares. So yeah, so right now here we are mentioning whatever the keywords you want to mention in order to make this package accessible to users. After that, here author and the license, and mention the license type, and yes for initialization. So here we have initialized package.json. Here the keywords which you have mentioned, uh, on the topmost, name, version, the description, then main, whatever the main file is. Now let's install dependency packages. Firstly Koya, then Koya router, Koya parser, mongoose.env. So Koya will be responsible for creating Koya application. Koya router will be the responsible for creating and writing routes. Then Koya parser will be responsible for parsing incoming request. Mongoose will be responsible for making database connectivity, and .bnv will be responsible for configuration of environment variables inside the application. So yeah, this process will take some time, and whenever the installation is complete, the packages is going to be added. And here in the dependency section we can see that our current dependency has been added, and node modules also has been installed. So now just create our folder directory structure. Firstly here, the main file, which will be the server file. Okay, that will be index.js. After that, src. So all modules will be stored inside the src. After that, config. Here we will add configuration files. So yeah, so yes, src config has been added, that index.js has been added. Now add common folder. Here we are going to add all the common utilities. So inside the src we are going to add module folder, and inside module folder there will be controller folder and also the route folder. The same structure will be followed for other modules too. Suppose we have a test module, then for test module there will be a folder named test, and inside that there will be a controller and route folder. And inside the controller folder we are going to add a controller file. So here we have added block controller.js, and it will be the controller file where we are defining our controller level functions. And inside routes there will be a route file which will be responsible for registering route that we want to use inside our application. So yeah, here block.route has been added, and this file will be responsible for registering all the routes. After that, inside the config we are going to add local.env file. This env file will be responsible for all the configuration that you want to add in your application. For example, Fort, then Mongo database URI. All this configuration is going to be added in this file. For now, let's add port for our understanding. So port is the configuration variable we want to use. So yeah, that has been added. And inside common, let's create a utility folder, that is database utilities. So yeah, Here database utility folder is database.mongo. Okay, database utility folder, and inside that we are going to add mongo.database connection.js. Yeah, this utility file will be responsible for making database connection with MongoDB. So yeah, this is what folder structure we are going to follow: index.js, then src folder, config folder, and common folder. Index.js will be the main server file for creating application instance and re- registering all the routes and listening all the incoming requests. So firstly, here we are going to load Koa module. After that, we are going to create application instance out of that Koa class or from the Koa module. So yeah, here we have created app as a Koa instance, and we are listening incoming requests on port 3000, and after that a callback, and in that callback we are going to add console log that is going to show us that our server has been started on port 3000. So yeah, process.env.port. So currently there is no configuration module is used here. So yeah, we are adding here or condition and then 3000. Whenever process.env.port is going to be undefined, he is going to pick 3000. Yeah, so yes, you can say that after running node index.js, we can say that server started on port. So yeah, our server has been started. Now let's use .env for configuration variables. So firstly, you need to require that package, load that package, and using its config method, you need to define which configuration file you want to use for importing those configuration variables. So here local.env has been used for importing configuration variables. So yeah, that is how you can do. Here we have added process.env.port. Now we are removing 3000 as process.env port will be identified and there will be no undefined condition. Now you can see in node.index.js we have got server started on port 3000, and here in local env we have port 3000. Okay, now moving towards next stuff, that just add a general uh, request handler. Here whatever the request is going to come, we are going to send some kind of response here. So here we will send welcome to Koya application. So whatever the route path will be, whatever the request is going to come into port 3000 on localhost, we are going to send welcome to Koya application. Okay, let's start server. And now to make a http request, here we are using a node. Here we are using visual codes extension rest client. With that help of that, we are going to make http request inside Visual Studio Code. So yeah, here you need to add your localhost URL and port and then send request. So yeah, I have sent a request using Visual Studio Code and REST client, and we have got the response that welcome to Koya application. Welcome to Koya application. Yeah, so yeah, our server is running well and it is also serving to the request, incoming request. So let's close this and yeah, come to index.js and let's comment this out for some time. Let's add parser because whatever the request is going to come to the server, we need to parse in order to process that request. So we are going to use here Koya parser for parsing incoming request body. So yeah, so here we have loaded the module, imported the module, and now we are going to use that module did body parser. Okay, now it will parse all the incoming requests on the port 3000. It will act as a middleware, as everything in Koa is in a form of middleware. So now we are adding here error event handler for handling events whenever there are any. So here app on error, we are going to throw error. This callback will take error. Okay, so whenever error event handler is triggered, we are going to throw error. It is one of the error handling way in Koya. And here we are listening incoming requests in port 3000. And in process.env.port we have configured port 3000 in our env file, environment configuration file. Okay, and here we have created instance of Koya class, or we can say we have created a Koya application from Koya class. So yeah, this is how your server file looks like, or index.js file. Now let's make again a request. Okay, here we are getting not found. So as we have removed that general request handler from here, so let's add that again in order to see whether our server is responding or not to any kind of request. So here general request handler and context dot body. Till now we have not used routing. So yeah, app.user and the context is the request handler. So let's again restart the server. Yeah, server has been started. Let's again make the request. Okay, blog application as like we mentioned in the index.js. Let's close all this stuff and again go to index.js. So yeah, it has responded us the way we wanted. Now we can say that server is running fine and well. Now let's write controller level functions. Firstly, let's see a create function for creating blogs. Okay, so this will be like uh, just dummy testing. We are not going to exactly make a database connection for now. We are just going to write a controller function, and then we are going to register route for that controller function, and we are going to test the stuff whether it is working fine like we expected or not. So yeah, here context.request.body, and yeah, we are going to send it into the context.body. Context.body is equivalent to response, and here we are going to throw error whenever error occurs. So it is another way to handling errors in Koya. Context.throw. Firstly, you need to mention the status code, after that error, and after that whatever the properties you want to add. So yeah, we have done this, and let's register some route for it. So as we are written the create function, we are going to write a create route for it. So firstly you need to load import Koya router, then you need to create instance for that router. So yeah, here we have created instance out of router class, and then we are registering the route for create controller function. And yeah, firstly you need to import that controller file here. So yeah, And after, like, here we are going to import that router controller file, and after that controller file instance we are going to mention whatever the function we want to mention for the create route. Okay, let's import controller file, controller module, and use that modules create function here. So whenever the request is going to be came to create path, it is going to be sent or handled by the block controller dot create function. Okay, now export the router. And now what we have to done, that we have created the routes and registered the routes. We have created the routes and exported the route. Now here we are going to register the routes to app dot instance. To the app instance we are going to add that routes to app dot instance. So yeah, app dot use router dot routes. Above we have imported the module, and here we are registering the routers. So yeah, firstly what we did is imported the router module in which we have added all our routes. Currently we have create route. After that we are used app.use to register that route to our application instance. Now restart the server and again make the HTTP request. So yeah, create send request. So yeah, here we have got not found. So yeah, let's go to block router. Let's see what is wrong has been gone. So yeah, here also looks something fine. Here also looks fine. So yeah, let me see what has been gone wrong. Okay, so here while making HTTP request, we have not mentioned what kind of request it is. So we need to mention here that we are trying to do post request. So in order to get a response, so yeah, it should be in one line. Okay, still it is not working as it is not it is not in as expected format. So let's do one thing. For now, let's respond with some dummy text. Whenever the request is going to come, we are going to respond with dummy text. Here we are added first route. Okay, that is will be the response for incoming request for the create path. Okay, restart the server, go to the HTTP and again make the request. Yeah, so yeah, first route. So yeah, we have successfully added the controller function, registered the route, created the route and made a HTTP request. Now let's uh, add some body to this HTTP request. So yeah, so while creating blog is going to have title, then body, and the user which has created this blog. So yeah, we are going to add all these parameters to this body. So here we are making the HTTP request using VS Code extension REST client. In order to make this request, you need to create HTTP extension file, and inside that you need to add your all request. So yeah, as here in this create route, we in this create function we have sent a dummy text. So yeah, every time we are making request is giving us first error. Now return whatever the request body is coming, we are going to send that is same in the response. So yeah, restarted the server and again make the HTTP request. So yeah, so it's not working. So we need to bit explore HTTP client extension of Node.js, sorry, VS Code. So we need to check how we can make a post request with REST client using VS Code. Okay, here content type is X form URL encoded. In that case, you need to use equal to, but here we are using application JSON. So yeah, here add application JSON rather than X form URL. Still not working. Okay, let's check again what's going wrong. Okay, here content type application JSON. Okay, scroll down. Environment variable, file variables. Okay, prompt variable, request variables. So yeah, we have lots of stuff we can see to make a HTTP request using VS Code. So yeah, here we have used, here it is for. Okay, let's move on the top. Okay, let's see if we can get any documentation link. Okay, no. So here, yes, this is what we want. HTTP request, this is what have we done. Okay, in content type we have made content type T capital and C capital. Let's make it small to check whether it works or not. Okay, let's make a request again. Let's restart the server. There is no need to restart the server, but yeah, as we have not done any kind of changes in code, so there is no need of restart server. But again we are doing this. Yeah, if you're not going to do, that's also going to be fine. Then let's make a strip request. Yeah, it is again failed. Let's check that extension. Okay, header must be valid token. Okay, let's check that. It's REST client page. So yeah, there is a one line in between body and content type. So let's do that and check whether it works or not. Okay, send request. Yeah, it worked. So yes, whatever we have sent in body has been received in response. Let's close. Let's see how. Yes, here we have got everything what we wanted as per our code. Now let's make a database connection. So as I mentioned before that we are going to use mongoose for database connection. So here we are importing the same mongoose and now write a function to make a connectivity. So yeah, we need to do this stuff asynchronously. Return will be whatever the return of this connect.mongo function. So here we are going to return the connection instance. Yeah, log the error. And yeah, here let's await dot mongoose dot connect. Here mongodb colon localhost and then port in which mongo is listening incoming request, that is 27017. And then database name slash, here we have database name blog db koya underscore koya, that is our database name. So yeah, now store this instance in variable mongoose.connection and return that database instance. So yes, now let's add a module inside the model folder, and inside the block we have added model folder, and inside the model folder we are going to add block.model file. And in this file we are going to create a schema for a block and also create a model for a block. Okay, firstly you need to import mongoose. After that you need to create a schema, and after that at last you need to create a model, and at the end you need to export that model. Okay, so let's create a schema. Here, block schema, in which we are going to store the schema instance. Yes. So mongoose.schema. Inside the schema we are going to mention whatever the fields we want to define for that blog model. So here we are going to mention the title, body, and the username will be stored of that blog. So yeah, type will be string. Type property will be used for mentioning the type. Required either true or false. In case of required true, that field is going to be compulsory. After that, body of the block. Okay, again its type will be string and required will be true, as the block will be needed of some kind of body. And username, whatever the user has been created that block, type string again and required true. So yeah, this is how you can create a schema in mongoose, use in koya using mongoose. Now create a model. Okay, here name of the model, and after the schema name, variable of the schema where we have stored the schema instance. And yeah, now export that model to be used in another files. Yeah, okay, now we have created maintained database connection and also created the model for a block. Now let's use that all in our controller file. Firstly, connection instance, import connection instance. And after that, let's add model, import model. Okay, we have initiated connection and imported the model. Let's save the whatever the incoming request in our database using mongoose. That is, firstly you need to create a instance for the same, and then using blog item dot save you can save that particular blog item dot save is going to work as an insert one. So yeah, here we are adding the same to the database, and yeah, in return we are going to return the result of that blog item dot save. Restart the server as we have made the changes, and again make the http request. Okay, send request. Okay, here we have got Mongo error, that insert buffer timeout. Okay, so yeah, here connection has not been done successfully. That's why we have got this error. So let's go to connection file and check what has been gone wrong. Here you can add options while making connection, and yeah, also you can replace localhost with your IP, that is 127.0.01. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to execute that individual script. So I have been moved to common and database folder, and node.mongo's connection file has been executed, but yeah, there's no response. Okay, again I have executed the file. We are not getting any response. We are supposed to get the response that database connection successful, that we have added inside the script. Okay, we are not getting that thing. So yeah, here we need to add options, and yeah, IP. Yeah, again Mongo selection error has been occurred. So yeah, it is not understanding the local host and is not making any Mongoose connection. That's why we are getting the error. Okay, so let's change the IP Mongo database URL, and add use new URL parser and unified topology option. Here use grid index will not work. So yeah, we will need to delete that too. You just need to keep use new URL parcel option and use unified topology option. So let's change this to, yeah, with IP and after the database name. Okay, so option use grid index is not supported, so you need to remove that and again run the script. So yes, database connection has been successful. So yeah, so here we did we run that script individually to check whether the database connection is being getting successful or not. Now move out of that folder and again run the server file, and yeah, here you can see that database connection successful has been locked. Now yes, so we have made the request, and yeah, it has responded us with the Mongo ID. Let's check this in database has been reflected or not. Here we are using Mongo client extension of VS Code to check whether it has been inserted or not. So yes, it has been inserted into the database, and yeah, it has ID ending with C3D, and yes, same has been done. Now let's add 3-4 more items, blog items or blogs. Okay, so here we have got the response with Mongo database Mongo underscore ID. Okay, let's check into the database, and yeah, here we have two items. Second one is Angular. So yeah, it has been added to the database also. Let's add few more. In this video's link, in this video's description, I'm going to add a URL for this GitHub URL for this code, so you can find from there if you get stuck anywhere. Let's check whether all this has been reflected in database or not. So yeah, here 4 items has been added to the database, and last one is AWS block. Okay, now create route has been done. Let's write a controller function to get all the inserted blocks data. Okay, find all function controller function will be responsible for the route find all to get all the blocks data. Okay, so find all function, whenever the you're going to make a request to the route path find all, this function is going to respond us with all the blocks data. Here in the had the catch again, as I said before, context.throw is one of the way to handle error in Koa. Context.throw is going to throw an error whenever error is going to be occurred. Okay, so here yes, a bit and then blog model, and yeah, find method. With the help of find method of mongoose, we are going to find all the blocks data from block model, from the block collection. And here we are responding with context.body. Context.body is equivalent to response, as I said earlier. Here we are going to register that controller function with the route path. So yeah, router.get will be the method type, like post will be the method type also. Here find all will the path on which we are going to respond for find all functionality. Whenever the user is going to hit the find all, we are going to respond with all the blocks data. Yes, restart the server. Again, let's make the HTTP request with one of the extension of VS Code, that is REST client. As I said previously, here we need to mention the method type, then URL, server URL, and after that route path, and yes, make the HTTP request. Okay, as you can see, it is working fine and it has responded as all the blocks that it has been created previously. Let's create another block to check whether it providing us a real-time request data or not. Yeah, let hit the request. Yeah, database, the entry has been done. Let's see it all works or not. So yeah, it is working fine. Our last blog has been added successfully. Now let's write a function to find an individual block controller function to handle a request whenever we want to find an individual block, where we are going to take the ID of the block and we are going to find based on that ID that block. Context.throw, one of the type to handle errors in Koa. Context is an object which will be encapsulates response and request equivalents, and it can be customized using app.context, and whatever the property you want to add you can add inside it. So yeah, context is encapsulation for encapsulation of request and response object in Koa. So here, yes, we are going to use find by id mongoose method to find the individual block item using id. So yeah, as per the name suggests, find by id, so it is going to find the data in the collection using id. So yeah, find by id is going to take an object which has a id property and its corresponding value, and yeah, we are going to respond with context.body and the result whatever we have got inside from the find by id. Let's register this route. Router dot get and find one will be the path. Whenever find one slash id path will be hit by the user, we are going to respond with that particular blog id. Okay, so we have registered the route. Let's restart the server. Let's make http request with the http client extension. Okay, so again method type, then url, and then route path. So here we have a route path find one, and after that id of the block. So here let's find this individual block, that is node block. So make a so yes, it has responded us with that particular block of node. So yeah, it is working fine. So yes, as you can see, node is the first. Let's try this for aws block, and yeah, okay, let's make that find one request. So yes, it has been responded with that aws block. So yeah, it is working fine. Let's save these changes inside the http file. Okay, now let's try to controller function to delete block. Context.to for error handling. So here we are using find by ID and remove mongoose method to delete individual block. So it takes ID property and its corresponding value. So yeah, find by ID and remove is a function for deleting element by ID inside the mongoose. So yeah, controller function has been written. Now let's register that controller function with a route path. So yeah, route path will be delete one slash id of the block, and yeah, corresponding controller function is block controller dot delete one. Okay, so we have written the delete controller function, and yeah, we have registered the route. Let's restart the server. Node index.js. Okay, server has been started and database connection has been done successfully. Now let's make a HTTP request using a REST client. Let's comment this out. Okay, before, yeah, HTTP colon URL of the server, after that path delete one and slash ID of the block. Let's firstly create a dummy block and let's delete that only. So here test block, test development, yeah, username will be, let's Rick. Okay, let's add this block. Okay, send request. Okay, block has been added and ID has been responded in the response. Let's use that ID to delete that particular block. Okay, find one. Let's see if it find that individual block. Yes, it is finding that individual block. Let's see if we get this block in find all. So yeah, at last you can see in the array we have that block. And now let's delete that block. Pick the ID, add the ID as the path is delete one and the ID. Let's send the request. Yeah, that block has been deleted and the response for that corresponding block we have got. Let's check whether we are able to get that block or not. Individually, no. With the find one, we have not got that block as that block has been deleted. Inside find all, let's check. So yeah, at the end also, and yeah, in overall the 5 elements we cannot see any text block. So yeah, we have deleted that item successfully. Block has been deleted successfully. Okay, now let's write a controller function for update one. Till now we have covered create, read and delete. Now we are writing controller function for update. Inside the CRUD, C stands for create, R stands for read, U stands for update, and D stands for delete. So till now we have completed CRD. Now we are completing U. So yeah, again here context throw for error handling. Again await dot blog model dot find by ID and update. This function will be responsible for updating uh, item data with ID. So whatever the firstly we are going to mention the condition, after that whatever the data has to be updated. So here the condition is, as the function suggests, that find by id. So we are updating data by id. So firstly you need to mention the object with id property and its corresponding id, and after that whatever the data you want to update. So here we want to update whatever the request body we are getting, we want to update that only. So yeah, so firstly condition and the data to be updated, after that data to be updated. Mm, both the things will be separated by the comma and both the things will be in the object format. So yeah, we are responding the result of that updation. Let's register route for the same. Here router dot patch. So till now we have used method types post, get, delete, and now we are using patch method. Okay, route registering has been done. So let's make a request. So here you need to add patch method type, after that server URL, and after that route path, server URL, route path update one, and we are doing this by ID. So yeah, let's do this for Angular blog. Here let's add a body type. It will be like content type, and it will be JSON format of the body. Restart the server. Okay, there is a no need to restart the server as we are making request. Okay, so yeah, here if request has been completed successfully, let's check. Okay, in the response we have got Smith 001. It was the previous value, but ideally it has been worked, but it has been not responded with the updated value. So let's check just for one. Yes, value has been updated, but inside the update one it has not responded us with the latest value. So let's do one change in update one. After the updation, let's find that updated value again with the help of find by id function, and response that updated value in the context.body. So you will able to see a latest result, latest value of that block. Okay, we are responding with the latest result, the result that has been came after updation. Okay, let's restart the server as we have done changes in the code. Okay, server has been restarted and database connection has been done successful. Let's again change the username for that Angular block and change it to David. Okay, so here you can see that username has been changed. Let's check with uh, individual find one. Yeah, so yeah, here also we can see the David has been updated. And let's check with find all. Okay, as we were trying to change the username of Angular blog. So yeah, here is the David. So yeah, updation has been done successfully and it is working like we wanted. So I'm going to add this all code to the GitHub, and I'll be adding the URL for the same in the description of this video, so you can find from there in case of any kind of problem you guys going to face. So yeah, this is the routers: create, find all, find one, delete one, update one. So yeah, and these are the controller function: create, find all, find one, delete one, and update one. We have added all this function inside the model.exports object. Sorry, yes, inside that object. And here is the database connection string. So let's make this connection string, rather than hard coding, add this into the environment file and use that here. So yeah, let's add that here. Okay, we have added that in env file, and no longer it is hard coded. And this is our model. We did the schema creation, then registered that schema with that of corresponding model, and created the model and exported that model. So yeah, this is a model file. So the structure we have followed is: inside a module folder there will be a controller folder, there will be a module folder, and there will be a route folder, and in all these corresponding folders there will be corresponding files. Inside the route file will be there, inside module, and there will be module file, and controller file. So now here we are writing the custom scripts. So all time we were doing index.js, so here we will write a custom script that is going to be run in order to run the server file, that is our index.js file. Local start will be, local colon start is our script name. So npm run, and then the script name will be how you are going to run the script. So npm run local colon start script name. Yeah, so this is how you can start the server. So here we are getting connection parameter is undefined. Okay, let's check the connection file again. Lastly we did removed hard coded value, and okay, so what we have missed here is that we have not imported .env module, which we are using for configuring all these environment variables. So yeah, so we need to always remember to import that package and configure the file which you want to use in order to configure the environment variables. Like you are mentioning inside the path, you are mentioning the which will file will be responsible for all those variables. Okay, again it is going undefined. So yeah, I must say here path has been gone wrong. So firstly, yes, path is wrong. Okay, now it should work. Let's clear it out, and again run our custom script npm run local colon start. Yes, now server has been started, database connection has been done successfully. So yes, everything is working fine, and also we have removed all the hard-coded values. And yeah, this is our all requests. Send requests, again create some blocks. Okay, so this block has been created. Let's find that individual block, then delete that block, update that block. Let's do all the stuff again just to check if everything is working fine or not. Let's find all the blocks. Okay, so yeah, here you can see our latest test block has been added. Now let's find that individual block. So yeah, find one is also working fine. Let's do some patching. Let's uh, patch the username with some other username. Update the username. Okay, David has been updated. Let's find one. Yeah, David has been updated. Okay, now inside find all, let's check again. Okay, David has been added successfully. Previously it was something different. It was Rick. Yeah, now delete that block. Okay, block has been deleted. Let's try to find that block. Okay, so here no longer is a test block present inside the array. So yeah, our all current requests are working fine. So yes, this is how you can write Koa application in Node.js. So let's check everything has been reflected in database or not. Refresh the database connection, go to the database and check the documents. So yeah, everything is fine and well. We have every block is there. Okay, unity block. Unity block is there. So yeah, this is all about the Koa. This is how Koa works. Yeah, it is the smallest, expressive and robust framework of Node.js. Thank you for this video. I hope you guys have going to find it good and well to learn Koa.